Hey, this is the Rideshare Commando. So I was literally doing a video on what I call freeway fishing, and I just caught a fish. So, alright, I'm going to try this again. Hopefully I won't catch another. Well, kind of. So, one of the tactics I'm going to teach you is fishing. Now, the whole concept of fishing is like if you ever did deep sea fishing, you drop your line and the boat starts trolling along. Well, it's the same thing. I do fishing on the highways and the freeways. So, for example, I live in Kent, and when I do freeway fishing, I'm going to do it in an area that's far enough away from any major hub or airport that the ride is going to be long. And I will actually go up and down the freeway. Now, the reason I do this, don't listen to other people saying, well, that's a waste of gas. No, it's not, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why I earn more per hour than they do. Alright, when you drive up and down the freeway, you're covering more ground. So, I guarantee you, within 3 exits to 4 exits, you're going to get a fish. Okay, you have to drive in the right lane, because when you get a fish, boom, you're going to have to get off at the next exit. There is no downtime, there's no, well, let me pull over and find. No, there's none of that. So it's a little bit riskier of a strategy, meaning you do hold the potential of not making money. But at the same time, I haven't run into that. Not saying you won't, but you also have to know your stretch. So let me break it down for you. I'm driving at exactly 60 miles per hour, exactly the speed limit. Why? Because that's the slowest you can go without people honking at you and so on and so forth. And I drive in the right lane. And the reason for that is when you drive in the right lane, you can get off right away. And if I know an exit is going to be on the left, like for example, if I'm driving to Seattle and the Seneca Street exit is on the left, I get over to the left. Okay? That gives me extra leeway. That means the second you get it, just get off at the next exit. You need to get back on because of navigation and jump and drive further on the freeway? Sure. But you just covered your bases so that you don't have to backtrack. Because a 5-minute ride, or in the last case, I missed the exit, and it was 4 minutes to get to her, but it turned into 11 minutes. And that's because I had to go to the next exit. So is it a riskier strategy? Yes, but you always get longer rides. I mean, seriously, over 75% of the time, I get a ride that's over 10 minutes. And a lot of those are on the freeway, which means 1 mile per minute. So for every minute you're driving on the freeway, you're earning $1.46. Because $1.35 plus the actual time, unless you're doing like pool or line, then you don't get paid for your time, but you still get paid for the distance. So when I do this, I keep both apps open because you want both apps. And I will drive from Federal Way, 2 exits south of the 272nd Street exit in Kent. And then I will drive all the way up to 2 exits past the South Center Mall, which takes me over to the city of SeaTac where the airport is. The reason I do this is that is the Boonies stretch. Okay? Boonies. You've got city and free. You've got Seattle up here, and you've got nothing over here except it's heading towards Tacoma and Puyallup, and that's where people are. When I do this, I'll keep it to that stretch, and I will keep it to a certain time of day. I will not drive south during evening rush hour. Why? Because it's compacted. You can't fish. Okay, it's slow moving. But I will drive north. I'll drive north in a heartbeat because I will always get a ride. Now, in this stretch, it's far enough away from any major hub. But you have to learn your stretches. If I were to take it a little bit further, further north, I'm going to hit what I call the dead zone, which means any further north than 2 exits past the South Center Mall. I tested this, and you're going to have to test it too. But you're going to run into a dead zone. You have to excuse me, I'm talking while driving, but that's okay. I don't mind for you guys. So the whole concept of fishing is to cover as much surface area as possible in order to get a ride. And you will do that. I do it very consistently. There's a reason I make $35 and $40 per hour, and all these other Lyft drivers that you'll see on there make $25 an hour. There's a reason for that. Okay, I've taken an analytic view on this place. I'm going to toss you a couple more strategies, depending on whether I get rides or not. Because right now, as you can see, it's a dead stretch. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, if you want to know the dead times, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, dead. 4 o'clock is when people are going to manufacturing jobs. 5 o'clock is when people are going to their actual jobs. Or, well, not manufacturing jobs, or like Boeing or something like that. And that's also when people are getting off work. So 5 o'clock is when people start getting off work, they want to go home, and maybe their car is broken. I get a lot of people like that. In fact, I've driven people to go pick up their car because it was getting repaired. So, know your stretches as far as freeway fishing or highway fishing. Highway fishing, it's a little bit safer bet, but you still need to keep to populated areas. You need to keep to strip malls and center malls. So remember these things. I'm going to talk a little bit more about highway fishing in another video. Just look for a link above. And I will catch you guys soon. Anyway, Rideshare Commando out.